Right people, welcome to another episode of Diary of a Car Trader. In this week's video, we're going to look over the previous week of my life as a car trader. We're going to talk about purchases, we're going to talk about sales, we're also going to talk about a couple of problems that I've had. We're going to pick a car of the week, and then I want to show you a car that a customer of mine won in a competition and is giving it to us to sell for him. Before we get on to the video, let's do my usual game of guess the mileage. So we've just had this Corsa come in, Corsa B. It's a V-Reg. I'm not going to bother blurring out the plate because it's a lot of bloody work. And you know what? Feel free to cheat if you want to, but I recommend you don't cheat and guess the mileage right now. Comment below what you think the mileage is on this car. It's had one private owner from new. It was bought from WJ Billington's in Flitwick, who are a Vauxhall main dealer, just over 20 years ago. Bodywork's pretty good. Have a little look on the inside. It's got a sunroof with a nice dollop of bird peel on there as well. Look, there's a big bird, isn't it? Interior wise, I'll blur out the mileage for you so you can't see that. Obviously I don't want you to see that. Yeah, nice and clean. It does look rather tidy. Anywhere on that bolster, it is due a valet still. Like I say, it has just arrived. Look at the wear on the gear knob there. Is that bad? Is that good? These horn buttons, they tend to wear out over time. But yeah, that's the wear of the steering wheel. Dashboard looks good. Passenger seat don't look like it's been used much, and nor do them rear seats. So yeah, guess the mileage, comment right now, and then I'll put back later on in the video and let you know what the mileage is on that car. Hold on, we've found a use for the Leaf. So this is our nice new Leaf, but it looks like it's now the shelf for the valet's radio. So yeah, I'm glad I bought that Leaf because it does that job perfectly, doesn't it? So my week started obviously on Monday, and the first job of the week was going to pick up the Corsa. Just buying a little Corsa B off an elderly lady in a village local to our shop. Come on there. And it don't start. It's been sat in the garage for months. The battery's gone dead. So we've got some jump leads. We're going to put it out of the garage and get it fired up. You jump. You want to jump in it? Yeah. And I'll just push you back. Okay. This is it. That's it. Little nudge. We're rolling. Yeah. That's it. Just do it there, Lil, and then the cars can get past. I'll pull the Golf in. The moment of truth. There we go. Right, so I've just arrived at Linker, Land Rover there. It's on a slightly better quality camera now, but Porsche's called me. Look, we've got a nice little Macan here. They just called me and said, Calvin, we need to come and grab the Cayman GTS. For those that see the video, you'd know that I've got a Cayman GTS manual, brand new car, as a courtesy car for dropping one of our cars off. They called me and say, I want to get the Cayman back, and if you like, we can just bring another car and swap it over. So I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. So they brought this Macan, and I ain't looked at it yet. I've got the key in my pocket. Let's go and have a little look, yeah? It's all right, isn't it? Look, 70 plate. I love them wheels, literally love them wheels. They suit these cars so much, don't they? Let's have a look. Is it open? It is open. It's got that fresh smell in here, that pan roof. Yeah, so it is a facelift, so it's got the big screen in the middle, which Magdalena's one doesn't have. It's just a standard sort of Macan. Don't think it's a massive engine one or nothing. What's the mileage on it? No way. 4,000 miles. Let's go for a little wander around the back. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for a drive. I don't actually know what engine it's got under the bonnet, but we'll soon work that out when we go out in it. So yeah, got to have a go in it before it goes back. Let's do that now. This car feels so fresh. It is, well, I suppose it is. No, it's not far from doing it, is it really? 4,500 miles. One thing I would say is, comparing this to like Magdalena's car, which I've been driving a lot over the last sort of 12 months that we've had it, this is the facelift, right? They've improved a lot on these, or a little bit on these cars, but I wouldn't say they've improved a massive amount. One thing they have done is they've done this big screen in the centre here, which when you raise your fingers to it, it comes alive, which is nice. But other than that, it's all very much the same inside. And because this one's a little 4-cylinder engine, which I haven't told you yet, I just done a little cap check on it on Enter Edge. It's a 4-cylinder 2-litre turbocharged engine. I think it's about 250 brake horsepower. It might be the same engine that's in like the S3s, like maybe a detuned version, maybe got a different turbo. I don't know, but that would probably be quite logical if it is. So it does feel a lot slower than the one that I'm used to driving, because R1 is a V6 turbo, and I think it's about 390 brake horsepower, so it's quite a lot more power. But this car, without a doubt, it does feel super fresh. It's got the same dials, like instrument cluster in front of me here. It's got the sat nav to the right. Again, it's exactly the same as the one that I'm used to driving. R1 is a 14 plate. The reason why I've got this, by the way, is because that's obviously still at Porsche. For those that might be curious about what's happening to that, it's still at Porsche. They're saying it's going to take 7 to 10 days for the new key to come. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd get out on this. Nothing really to report. Just a nice little run around for someone. Let's now get back to Binker. In fact, before we get back to Binker, there's something I do want to tell you. Whilst we're on the Porsche subject, you stay there, thank you very much. My brother's Porsche 911 that we sold last week, you probably see that in my last episode of, which was just called this Diary of a Car Trader. Why have I even complicated it and called it Binker Diaries? I don't know. But yeah, the Porsche 911 is now back at Binker. The customer's just dropped it back. He absolutely loves that car. It's been his pride and joy for the whole time he's had it. I think he's had it for about 18 months. And we sold it on finance, and it's now back. The reason why it's back is because we've given a full refund for that car. The customer rang up and he's driven a few hundred miles in it, and a light came on the dash, which is really annoying. It's really frustrating. I'll show you the light now. There you go. It's a coolant light, right? And we were like, listen, we'll get the car fixed, don't worry about it, don't panic. I've rang up Porsche Silverstone, got it booked in, it's all getting sorted. And the customer said, you know what, no, I just want to get a refund. The feeling's gone, I just want to get a refund. So we're trying our hardest to get this car fixed. Obviously waiting times and stuff at Porsche is quite long because they're mega busy. And the customer just said, no, I want a refund. So he's just dropped the car back. We've given him a full refund, and we've given him a lift to the local train station so he can get home. Let me know your thoughts on that, because it's a bit of a frustration as a trader, I'm telling you. Like, once the sale's done, it would be nice to know that every single sale was full and final. But with finance in particular, customers have rights, and I think they deserve rights, don't get me wrong. There's two sides to every story, and I think, you know, if you buy something you're not happy with it, you should definitely have the right to return it. But let me know if you've been on the other end. I'm on the trading end. If you've been a customer and you've returned something, or you've had a bad experience of buying something that's not been quite what you expect, and maybe the trader hasn't given you the service that you just feel you deserve, there's a big sort of conversation to be had there. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation in the comments below. On the plus side, my little brother Curtis is actually over the moon that he's got his Porsche back, because when it went, we was like, Kurt, we sold your Porsche. And he's like, oh, I'm gutted. So I don't even know if he's going to go back up for sale. He's going to get the coolant light sorted and probably keep it anyway. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that, and I'm going to go back into Binker, and I don't know, I'll see you in a bit, alright? Do you know what, going back to the Porsche 911 situation, I have since booked the car in with Porsche, and I've literally just got the email back from Pete at Porsche in Silverstone with the report of what's wrong with it. And let's just get the email up. Here we go. Evidence of slight coolant leak at water pump connection. Recommend clamp and new bolts retrofit. 134 quid. So in my last video, I asked you lot to give me suggestions of what elements I can add to these videos just to make them a little bit more engaging for you lot. And I had a comment from one guy, and his name is One, and he said a good thing to add would be answering a few favourite comments. They pick 5 and just answer the best ones you can, positive and negative. I think that's a good shout. So in the previous video, I talked about methods to making money, and G6 Industry has said, I'm going to use your basic method as from today, 25th of April 21, re-commenting exactly a year to date on this video to reveal how much I earned from your positive advice. Thanks. Make sure you comment back in a year's time, mate. I want to know how well you've done, all right? Mo Shazza has commented, check your Auto Trader ad for the GTI, mate. Someone put some Ford interior pics up, lacking effort, lol. Yeah, that's not good. I need to pull them on that right now. John Grant says, half an hour video, man like Calvin is spoiling us. And then on the flip side, no Calvin, no video on a Wednesday. No. What the hell do I do on 6 PM on a Wednesday now? And then Sammy Sung has said, read a book. Don't worry, Wednesday videos are coming back, man. I just want to spend more time on these types of videos. AJH555 has said, great content yet again, Calvin. What car have you had in your yard the longest that you haven't been able to shift? Let's go find out. So I just had a quick look. Apparently this is the key for the car that's been here the longest, but it ain't actually been here that long. It's been here since August last year, but it spent most of its time being repaired. So it is a Mini, and that's got to be it there, isn't it? GW55 ENT. So here it is. Yeah, this is our longest serving car at the minute. We have got other cars that we've had for longer periods of time, but they're just stuck in garages. The M5 is obviously one of them, hashtag the shed. Another one is a Citroen Relay camper van that we've got. We've had that, I reckon, probably 2 years. And we've got an Audi A4 that we bought that has a gearbox issue, and it's just been in the gearbox repair place for God knows how long. I don't know what they're doing with it, but yeah, that's still there as well. So this Mini also had a gearbox issue, which is now repaired. It's back from repair and it's now finally back up for sale. So hopefully that'll be gone at some point soon. And then finally we've got a comment from Paul Tyroni. Love these types of videos. Is there any type of car that you won't buy? Nah, I'll literally buy anything. If I feel like I can make a profit, I'll buy it. It's as simple as that. Right, let's quickly fly through some sales, and then we'll talk about purchases, and then we'll get on to the car that my customer won and the car of the week. All right, so sales first. Let's look at them. The 16 plate Toyota Auris, the one that I drove home in the other day, that is now sold. Do you know what? It's home time now, and I ain't got a car to drive, so I need to go pick one, don't I? Let's go have a little look. Today's journey home is the Toyota, what is it? It's an Auris? It is an Auris, isn't it? Yeah, Toyota Auris 16 plate, new bit of stock, just come in today. And look, got loads of fuel in it, so that'll do, isn't it? Job done. Chrysler PT Cruiser, that's now sold. What other cars will you lot be familiar with that we've sold? Hyundai i20, I don't know if you see that in the previous video. EY59 Polo, don't think you ever saw that. Ford Fiesta Z-Tech BN12. A Ford KA, that was apparently green, but it looked more beige. VW Scirocco, you guys definitely saw that in the previous video. A Mini 1 Auto, a Ford S-Max Titanium, an old Ford Transit Custom of 190,000 miles, that's now sold. Nissan Qashqai. Oh, one of my subscribers, Desmond, bought the Audi TT, you know, the 3.2. Here's a picture of Desmond and his family when he collected the car. What else? Oh, you're familiar with this one, Nissan Note that was parked out the front last week. The white 63 plate Audi A3, and then finally the Audi Q7, the categorised one that had the gearbox fault, that is now sold as well. So that probably would have gone to a car trader who'll get it fixed, put it up for a bit more money, and he'll earn on it, all right? So that's now sold as well. And like I mentioned earlier, we've got the Citroen Relay, the Audi A4, we've got that Mini. Sometimes when cars have got big problems, they're really difficult to get on top of. The M5 is another great example of that. They tend to just sit around for such a long time because these big problems take so long to sort that we just tend to just drop the prices on them, sell them cheap as they are, and give that work to somebody else. Some people would say, well, you're losing money by doing that, but yeah, it kind of are, but we get offered so many cars, we want to keep the stock moving all the time, and it's a way of just getting them in and getting them out. On that note, let's now jump onto the purchases that we bought over the last week, and honestly, we bought loads of cars. Like, the yard is pretty much jam-packed at the minute. But yeah, kicked it off with, at the beginning of the week, we bought E46 M3, a Phoenix yellow facelift 2004 E46 M3 with 19-inch wheels. What else can I say about it? Let's hop on the inside. Phoenix yellow is a lovely colour. Like, I've never actually had a Phoenix yellow E46 M3. I do really look at that. Look how good that colour looks. It does need a good old clean. It's got obviously the LED rear lights because it's a facelift. On the interior, steering wheel needs a retrim for sure. It's done 108,000 miles. And the bottom there, it is an SMG, which some people say, oh, I don't like SMGs, others say they love them. With the car trade, trust me, don't just limit your purchasing down to, I only want manuals or I only want SMGs. People buy everything, right? As long as the cars are decent. Obviously that car at the minute does need a little tidy up, although someone would definitely buy it in the state it's in because of the type of car it is, but forget about that. Don't limit what you're buying down to spec and options and stuff, because everything sells, but as long as you buy things for the right kind of money, you'll always do all right on it. So that car there, obviously with an E46 M3, they're safe investments. You can't go wrong buying one of them, so I'll happily buy that car. I'll get it all tidied up, I'll take a bit of time getting it right, and eventually it will sell. And for the duration that it's in my possession, it will either stay at the value it is, or it might even creep up a little bit, because they are creeping up slightly at the minute. So yeah, that's a lovely bit of stock. Yeah, it's a nice car, isn't it? What other interesting purchases we bought? That's quite a nice little van, isn't it? VW Caddy 2010, that's just arrived. Here's another one that's just arrived, 2009 BMW 1 Series. This is like our little photograph spot where we photograph all the cars. Looks like it needs a set of floor mats. 6-speed manual, decent little car, and it is a, there we go, a 116D. LP65 Vauxhall Vivaro. I'm guessing that's that silver one there. You can just about see it in the background there. We've apparently bought 2 Toyota IQs this week, and I can see one of them parked just over there. A VW Transport, a 9-seater shuttle van, like a bus. That's done nearly 200,000 miles. No idea where that is. It must be here somewhere. A 56 plate Mini Cooper S. That's a pretty cool car. Oh, in fact, it's parked just over there. That looks all right, doesn't it? Now there's 2 or 3 jobs left to do, isn't there? The car of the week, show you the car that's in the thumbnail, and tell you what the mileage is on the Corsa. Now, the car of the week actually doubles up as the car in the thumbnail. That car there is my subscriber's car. He lives in Ireland. He's won that car in a competition, the competition company are based in England, and instead of him getting it shipped over to Ireland, paying shipping costs and taxes and registering it in Ireland and stuff, he said, you know what, can you guys just sell it for me, return in the money, and in the meantime, we've got a nice bit of stock on our site. So, the car of the week and the car in the thumbnail is, I'm going to show you now, do a little countdown, 3, 2, 1. A 2015 Audi TTS. Now this car actually is a stage 3 tuned car. It's got a different turbo on it, it's got an intercooler, a downpipe, it's got a ram air intake. So it's apparently about 415 brake horsepower, it hasn't got MEF or anything like that. So it's quite a reserve setup, but it's a lot of power obviously for a little car. So yeah, I love the whole black theme as well. It's got like a black grille, Steve badge at the front as well. It looks really nice, and just like black inserts in the front bumper there. It's got these different wheels on it as well. They look really nice. Do you know what? Them brake discs look brand new as well. Let's have a little look at the back ones. Yeah, they're fresh, mate. As we come around the back, again the black theme continues. We've got dark rear lights, dark Audi badge, and then at the bottom we've got a twin exit exhaust. Now I've never actually had one of these TTs, so it's going to be quite interesting to get out for a drive in it in a sec. We are going to do draggy times as well. Look, check that out, virtual dash, which my camera's only just about picking up. You can see the TTS badge in the middle of the screen there as well. These seats have got a mixture of leather and Alcantara. We ain't going to do a full review on this car, we ain't going to mess around too much, but we'll just quickly go over a few things. Bang & Olufsen, S-Tronic gearbox, loads of nice little touches. Let's just jump in it and hit the road. Yeah, that sounds like, even the downshifts there, they sound amazing. So firstly, I need to apologise for the amount of dust everywhere. Honestly, the dust situation at our site at the minute is a pain in the arse. Like, check out my trainers. The bloody state of them, look. Filthy, innit? Look like a right tramp, look, even the cars. Black's not the best colour for dust, but yeah, in fact the GTO, that's going off to a classic car auction in the next couple of weeks, so it'll be interesting to see how well that gets on. Yeah, very annoying. So this car, obviously being a modified car, they're very hard to put values on, right? This car books as a stock car with no modifications. Cap retail is just over £16,000, okay? It's done 55,000 miles. As a tune car, we've got it advertised at £22,000. Now, if you wanted to buy one of these and get it modified to this level, you wouldn't be able to do it for £6,000. So it is a justified amount of money. But for us as traders, it's really hard to put a value on buying cars with modifications, you kind of have to be quite safe when you buy them. Obviously I like to buy modified cars because I love them, but at the same time you still got to be safe when you buy them. The other issue is when you sell a modified car as a trader, you can't offer it with a warranty. So this car, I can't guarantee this car won't go wrong. It's been modified above its usual standards, and even if you was to ask the tuners to say, can you guarantee this car for 6 months, can you guarantee it ain't gonna go wrong, I think they'd probably also say no. So they are a funny thing, but I love to have them in stock. The fellow that I said owns this car, like I say, he lives in Ireland. He's won this car obviously, so he's not in a massive rush to sell it. He wants to hold out and get the right money for it, and you know, fair play to him. So yeah, just wanted to nail them a few little subjects before, you know, we get the car warm and we do the draggy times, but I will do that now. Right, so the car is warm now. We've got it in dynamic modes. Traction control is off. I've got the gearbox in manual. I'll put it in gearbox in auto mode actually. Just quickly talk about the weight. Is that an RS6? They look so good, them old RS6s. It's about 150 kilos lighter than a Golf R, so it's a very similar setup to a Golf R, Quattro, 4-wheel drive, 2-litre TFSI engine, but like I say, it's about 150 kilos lighter. I reckon if it beats or even comes near to the VRS Club Sport 500 brake Golf GTI, that would be impressive, but we'll see. Let's go. That's it, it's putting the power down. Oh, I skipped up a gear. Soon. That was quick though. That was bloody quick. What I'll do is I'll try a few runs in manual mode, in auto mode, see how quickly I can do it, and I'll check back in with you in a second, let you know how quickly it's done 20 to 70 miles an hour, alright? This car is absolutely bonkers, man. Right, it's such a nice package. It's a small car, but it's actually not too small inside. I love like the look of it, I love the way it looks. RS5 there, that was nice. Trade play in the window, so it's obviously a trader. I love the steering wheel, I love the big paddles, I love the way it sounds, like it pops between gears. The way, obviously the throttle response, the way the car just comes to life when you put it in dynamic mode. I love it, man. And I have just done the draggy times and it has performed, I would say, better than I expected it would. Not that I expected it to be slow, but it is a Quattro. It's obviously got the dual clutch gearbox, so it's got it all going for it. But let's now quote the results. It done 20 to 70 miles an hour in, drum roll, ready for it, 4.89 seconds. So it's slightly quicker than the VRS Club Sport Golf GTI, but not quite as quick as Andre's BMW 135D. So it's a proper quick car. It's obviously a really impressive thing. Yeah, this car is now going up for sale, but thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, do me a favour, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel for next week's episode of Diary of a Car Trader, and yeah, that's it. Give me a follow on Instagram at Cameron's Car Diary, and I'll see you next video. All right, bye. Hold on, before you go, I ain't told you the Corsa mileage yet, have I? Here it goes then. The mileage on the Corsa B is 29,245. So for those that guessed anywhere between 25 and 35, congratulations, that was a bloody good guess. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, more purchases, more sales and more problems. I'll see you next Sunday.